Over 2000 years ago, a bright and mysterious star appeared in the sky. It became a symbol deeply tied to the Christmas story, what we now call the Star of Bethlehem. But have you ever wondered if this star was more than just a part of the nativity story? Could it have been a real astronomical event? What if the universe itself marked the birth of Christ? Join me as we dive into the fascinating history and science of the Star of Bethlehem. Together, we'll explore its meaning and uncover the secrets hidden in the night sky. The Star of Bethlehem isn't just a story from the past, it's a link between faith, science, and history. For centuries, people have asked, was it a real star? If so, what was it, and why did it matter? Astronomy is one of the oldest sciences, and it offers clues to help us piece together this ancient mystery. By looking at the movement of the stars and planets, we might find answers to questions that have puzzled humanity for generations. But the Star of Bethlehem is about more than science. It's a story that asks us to think about the connections between faith and evidence, and how the universe might reflect the events happening here on Earth. In this journey, we'll walk in the footsteps of the wise men who followed the star. We'll look at biblical account, ancient records from across the world, and the latest astronomical research to find out what was the Star of Bethlehem and what might it tell us about one of history's greatest stories. The Star of Bethlehem is one of the most fascinating mysteries where faith, history, and science meet. But what exactly does the Bible say about this star? To understand its significance, we'll explore both the Old and New Testaments, starting with the big picture before diving into the details. The story of the star begins in the Old Testament, with prophetic writings hinting at its importance. It reaches its fulfillment in the New Testament, where the Gospel of Matthew provides a detailed account of its appearance. Together, these passages weave a narrative of divine revelation, where the heavens themselves announce a world-changing event. In the Old Testament, one of the most famous prophecies comes from Numbers 24. 17. A star shall come out of Jacob, and a scepter shall rise out of Israel. This connects the rise of a leader, the Messiah, with the God's appearance of a star, symbolizing hope and divine authority. Another passage, Isaiah 60:3, adds, nations will come to your light and kings to the brightness of your dawn. These prophecies set the stage for the New Testament, where the star becomes the key to one of the most celebrated stories in history. In the New Testament, the Star of Bethlehem is described in Matthew 2. Here are the highlights of the celestial event. Matthew 2, 1-2, after Jesus was born in Bethlehem in Judea, during the time of King Herod, Magi from the east came to Jerusalem and asked, "Where is the one who has been born King of the Jews? We saw his star when it rose and have come to worship him." The Magi identified the star as a sign of a king's birth, directly tying it to messianic prophecy. Matthew 2:3-4. When King Herod heard this, he was disturbed, and all Jerusalem with him. He called together all the chief priests and teachers of the law and asked them where the Messiah was to be born. This shows the star's prominence. It caused a stir even in political circles. Matthew 2:7. Then Herod called the Magi secretly and found out from them the exact time the star had appeared. Herod's questioning suggests the star was a specific, observable event seen at a particular time. Matthew 2:9-10. After they had heard the king, they went on their way, and the star they had seen when it rose went ahead of them until it stopped over the place where the child was. When they saw the star, they were overjoyed. The star acted like a guide, moving in a way that led the Magi to Jesus. Matthew 2:16. When Herod realized he had been outwitted by the Magi, he was furious, and he gave orders to kill all the boys in Bethlehem and its vicinity who were 2 years old and under, in accordance with the time he had learned from the Magi. Herod's actions show how the star's timing was directly linked to Jesus' birth. The star wasn't just symbolic, it was a visible and significant astronomical event. The Magi, trained stargazers from the east, and even King Herod recognized its importance. Its brightness and distinctiveness made it stand out among the other stars. The Magi traveled a long way, likely weeks or months, to reach Bethlehem. Matthew's account mentions the star multiple times, when the Magi first observed it during their journey, and as they approached Bethlehem. This suggests it wasn't a brief flash like a meteor, but a stable and lasting celestial event. The descriptions in Matthew fit well with known astronomical phenomena. For example, the rising of the star could refer to its heliacal rising, when a star or planet first becomes visible at dawn. Over time, the Earth's rotation and orbit could make it appear to move southward, matching the Magi's journey. This behavior is consistent with events like a nova, a planetary conjunction, or even a comet, any of which could create a spectacular and long-lasting light in the sky. Here's where the story takes an intriguing turn. In March of 5 BC, ancient Chinese astronomers recorded the appearance of what they called a guest star. Their record states, a bright star appeared near the constellation Capricornus. It shone brightly for 70 days. This aligns remarkably well with the time frame of Jesus' birth and the journey of the Magi. Chinese astronomers were known for their precise documentation of celestial events, and this guest star has sparked a lot of discussion among historians and scientists. Could it be a clue to the mystery of the Star of Bethlehem? In 7 BC, the night sky hosted a rare and stunning event, a triple conjunction of Jupiter and Saturn in the constellation Pisces. For the Magi, wise stargazers trained in both astronomy and astrology, this alignment would have been incredibly significant. In their symbolic language, Pisces was connected to Israel, Jupiter represented kingship, and Saturn was linked to divine authority. Together, this alignment might have been interpreted as a cosmic signal, an announcement of something extraordinary about to happen. The Magi, known for their patience and watchful study of the skies, might not have seen this as a single conclusive event. Instead, they may have viewed it as the first piece of a larger puzzle, a sign encouraging them to keep observing for further confirmation of a great prophecy. But there's a challenge with this theory. Planetary conjunctions, no matter how spectacular, don't behave like the star described in the Gospel of Matthew. The Bible says the star went ahead of the Magi and stopped over the place where Jesus was born. Conjunctions can't move or stop in that way, which means this event alone doesn't fully explain the guiding star. So what happened next? Could the triple conjunction have been just the beginning, a signal to keep watching the heavens for more? While Matthew gives us the Star of Bethlehem's role in guiding the Magi, history is silent on what other signs they might have seen. To uncover more clues, we may need to expand our search beyond the Middle East, perhaps even to the records of another great civilization further east. Another exciting possibility is that the Star of Bethlehem was a nova or supernova, a dramatic celestial event often described as the sudden appearance of a new star in the sky. Ancient Chinese records from 5 BC offer a fascinating clue. These records describe a pulsing August star that appeared in the region near the constellation Theta Aquilae. It shone brightly in the dawn sky for more than 2 months, seemingly stationary, a detail that matches the biblical description of a star that went ahead of the Magi and then stopped above Bethlehem. But there's a challenge. Modern astronomy hasn't found any visible remnants of a supernova in this area, which casts doubt on the idea of a cataclysmic explosion. Instead, researchers propose a different explanation, a slow nova. Unlike the explosive brightness of a supernova, a slow nova happens when a white dwarf star gradually gathers material from a companion star, creating a steady and luminous outburst. This type of nova could remain visible for weeks or even months, serving as a long-lasting celestial sign that might have captured the Magi's attention. The timing adds to the intrigue. The appearance of the Po-Etching in 5 BC lines up closely with the period many historians associate with Jesus' birth. It's a remarkable coincidence, or perhaps something more, that Chinese astronomers meticulously documented an event that could align with one of history's greatest mysteries. This theory reminds us how interconnected ancient civilizations were in observing the heavens. By combining historical records with modern astronomy, we uncover not only clues to the Star of Bethlehem, but also the enduring legacy of human curiosity about the universe. The story of the Star of Bethlehem begins in the night sky, where the Magi, skilled astronomers and astrologers, believed the heavens revealed divine messages. To them, the stars and planets weren't just celestial objects, they were signs of momentous events on Earth. In 7 BC, one such sign appeared, a rare triple conjunction of Jupiter and Saturn in the constellation Pisces. This wasn't just a dazzling alignment, it carried profound meaning. Jupiter, the planet of kingship, symbolized power and authority. Saturn, linked to justice and divine protection, added spiritual significance. And Pisces, associated with the Jewish people, pointed directly to Judea. For the Magi, this wasn't a coincidence. It was a celestial proclamation announcing the birth of a king destined for greatness. This rare alignment unfolded in 3 stages, each one heightening the sense of urgency and significance. The first conjunction. In May of 7 BC, Jupiter and Saturn came close enough to catch the Magi's attention. Though subtle, this alignment was the first whisper of something extraordinary, a celestial invitation to watch the skies more closely. The second conjunction. By September, the 2 planets moved even closer, passing within a degree of each other. From Earth, they shone like 2 luminous jewels in the night sky. To the Magi, this alignment carried a powerful message. The birth of a king with divine authority was near. The third conjunction. In December, the final and most dramatic alignment occurred. Jupiter and Saturn appeared so close that they nearly merged into a single radiant point of light. For the Magi, this was the confirmation they had been waiting for, a clear sign that a world-changing event had taken place in Judea. But the story didn't end with the triple conjunction. In 5 BC, another extraordinary event lit up the heavens. A nova or guest star appeared near the constellation Capricornus. Ancient Chinese records describe this nova as a bright star that remained visible for over 2 months, shining steadily in the eastern dawn sky. Unlike a fleeting meteor, its enduring glow would have captured the attention of stargazers worldwide. For the Magi, this nova wasn't just a spectacle. It was the final confirmation they needed, a beacon pointing directly toward Judea and affirming their belief in a royal birth of immense significance. With the triple conjunction and the nova guiding them, the Magi's path became clear. These celestial signs were more than beautiful. They were divine messages, urging the Magi to journey west to witness a king's birth. Their trek across deserts and mountains wasn't just a physical journey, it was an act of faith. Guided by the wonders of the cosmos, the Magi set out, driven by the conviction that the heavens themselves were proclaiming a world-changing event. This is the legacy of the Star of Bethlehem, a story where science, history, and faith intertwine, reminding us of humanity's timeless quest to find meaning in the stars. The Star of Bethlehem is a story that transcends time, blending faith, history, and science into one of humanity's greatest mysteries. Whether it was a triple conjunction, a nova, or another celestial phenomenon, the heavens have always inspired us to look up and seek meaning beyond our world. If you've enjoyed exploring this mystery with us, don't forget to like this video and share it with others who might find it fascinating. And if you want to uncover more stories that connect the past with cosmos, make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell.